Today on episode 223 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, our NCAA Tournament Preview, Small Business Shoutout, and the TCF Top 3 of Ballpark Snacks. Let's roll. Hello and welcome back to Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. You can find us on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, typical_Chicago. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Give those pages a like for all of our content on video form. I promise I will be working on it this week. We've all having 2 new food review videos coming up here within the next 10 days. But that we're on YouTube there. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans, hit the red subscribe button. Wherever you get your podcast, we are also there. Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, rate, and review 5 stars wherever you can. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF. And, of course, the gentleman that I'm joined with tonight, that is Zach at Z Lilia TCF. Big Z, it is opening day for the MLB season. We're probably both peeking around our computers as we record this during the Cubs opening game. But the weather's getting there. It's starting to feel – it's a little brisk. But you know what? We're getting close.
Yeah, opening day just means we have baseball on for the next, 3 or 4 months straight.
Oh, it's more than that. April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months.
You gotta love baseball and the fact that it's always there.
It is.
It's pretty much every single day you're going to have a game at some point. And it also means the weather is going to get warmer, so you got to love that.
I've said this many times. It's the perfect background sport. Just throw it on, doing stuff. You know, I told you this, but I am a T-Mobile customer, and I ended up getting a year of MLB TV for free. But also using the app, I can listen to games, the radio call, with Pat and Ron on times I'm not, watching the game or out, doing whatever. So pretty excited. Like we've talked about it a million times, baseball can't get out of its own way with the whole blackout thing. I do have Marquee Network, so it will be okay on that end, but can't watch the games on there. But I watched 2 other games today, I want to say. Angels, Orioles, and was it the Padres? But pretty excited for baseball season, pretty excited for the weather getting better too.
Also, it's 7:30 almost, and the sun was still up. You got to love it.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, baby. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and go golf on Monday, so hopefully getting out here soon.
Yeah, this podcast is happy.
We are happy. Now, we'll be really happy if the Cubs can pull this out, but let's jump into it. As always, we've got sinkers and floaters. My sinker this week is simple. My basketball coaching season has been done for a little while now. So I'm getting back into the gym, working out again, and dude, it's gonna kill me before I get any better. I'm even doing.
That's the problem with working out is if there wasn't that just super sore, sucky start of it all, then maybe more people would work out.
Yeah, I did pretty good during the basketball. I made sure I committed to not eating like an absolute idiot for 4 months. Did a pretty good job of that. But then starting to go back to lifting 2 weeks ago, I literally was at one point, I couldn't straighten my arms. It only felt good to hold them like this, because if I straightened them, then it hurt right here. It did legs for the first time in probably 6 months the other day. And I'm not even doing heavy weight. I'm just doing the absolute basics. And I think I might have re-pulled my oblique muscle that I've had issues with. Yeah, dude, it's not fun at all.
Yeah, that sucks. And like you said, if it wasn't for that, I'd be working out, but I don't want that.
I do feel good. It was my first rotation back to the same back and biceps. Didn't hurt as much this week than it did last week. So at least there's that. You just got to suffer through 2 weeks of misery.
Yeah, it sounds awful. But my sinker is people who want to tell people how to make their steak. It's very annoying. I went to a steakhouse, and it seems like, you got to get. No, I'm going to get what I want, the way I want. And people, everyone's got to have medium rare or whatever. I just think it's the most annoying thing ever is people who complain. Like when you go, oh, I want this. And they go, oh, my God. It's like, dude, I didn't just cook your food.
Yeah. No, I actually, it's funny you bring this up. I had the same reaction to a TikTok I saw last night, and I'm as guilty of it as anybody. People who, make comments about what other people choose to drink, right? Like we've all talked about, I'm a seltzer guy. I know used to be a Busch Light guy, but everybody's like, oh, you drink seltzers, you're this, or this. It's like, I'm not forcing you to drink it. And
I'm
just
drinking
as
it, not
guilty.
you.
Yeah, and I used to make fun of my dad for it. My dad was probably the reason I ended up having the preference that I do. He would drink Mike's Hard Lemonade, back in the day, and I'd always make fun of him when I became of legal age, drinking Bud Light and Budweiser, and he's drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade. But he makes a good point. He's always has. He's like, I'm not forcing you to drink it. You drink what you want. I'll drink what I like, and I'll drink what tastes good.
Yeah, I'm drinking it, not you.
Exactly. So yeah, you got a good point there. I don't get me wrong. I have a preference. I think that it tastes, especially steak tastes good, medium rare to medium. But as long as you're gonna eat it, I don't care what you do to yours.
Yeah, if it's something like for the whole table, maybe.
Yeah.
Then you have to kind of figure the whole thing out. But that's just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. It's especially like, unless you're going to pay for it, and then
it's not like it's more expensive to go one way or the other.
Yeah. It's not like they come out and say, listen, sir, the T-bone medium rare will be $17. If you want it well done, it's going to be $29. So that's just not how it works.
We're going to charge you to have the steak on the grill for a little longer.
Yeah, exactly. It takes up more real estate. That would be funny, though.
That would be, then maybe people could say something.
Valid point. My floater this week is spring break. We started spring break today. Finally got 10 days off. Got a lot done today. My windshield wipers have needed to be replaced for about 6 months. So I got those replaced. I got a bunch of stuff done around the house. Like I said, got a workout in. Hoping to be I'm testing out my summer schedule starting on Monday. I'm going to go get my workout in the morning, get in the car, go do some golf, hopefully testing out what I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays this summer. So it's just the perfect time of year. It's the weather hopefully staying a little bit nicer, be able to get out a little bit, but just excited for a little downtime after. I've been coaching basketball for like 6 months straight before the beginning of this month. So a little downtime never hurt anybody.
Yeah, good for you. My floater is grilling season. It's that time of year where it's not cold outside. You can go outside, and it's pretty much the perfect temperature here lately. Might be a little chilly, but nothing better than going outside. You can smell the grills. Somebody's making burgers and stuff like that. It's always a good time when I'm not really good at grilling, but I'm trying to figure it out. And when I do, nothing's better than going outside and just kind of hanging out after work, just sitting around outside, maybe getting a TV outside too, and grilling. And it's just always like burgers just smell better on the grill.
That is facts. I am a big grill guy. I have a flat top Blackstone, and last summer got a smoker. And I actually, again, funny you bring this up. Literally this morning I got one of those wireless meat thermometers that run through an app. I have one for my smoker, but I was like tracking these things when they first came out like a year ago, and they were $110. I got them for $17 a piece. So those came in, and it really kind of got the juices flowing, really getting ready for grilling season. So I'm with you, man. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it just means it's nice outside. You're gonna have parties outside. It's a great time.
No, I just got to work on getting myself some sort of patio or deck, because that's the one thing that I'm missing. So,
see, I've got one. You can use mine.
I might have to come over and borrow your deck outside. Uh-oh. Thought the Cubs just gave up the lead. We're okay.
You're ahead of me, so don't do that, please.
Oh, all right. Sorry, that one scared me. That's a great transition. Let's transition into the TCF Sports Minute. Let's get started with the Cubbies. Like we said, we are recording this during opening day down in Texas. Okay, Zach, 84.5 wins is the Vegas number. It's difficult to say right now because Justin Steele left the game about a half hour ago. But, really just hoping it's a pulled hamstring, nothing major. I do think this team is good enough to win between 88 and 90 games, especially.
Yeah, I think they can win 90 games, and I think over.
Yeah, there's no reason they do have the talent. Don't get me wrong, but also stay in the divisional race and go get something at the All-Star break or at the trade deadline. I'm sorry. So there is that opportunity. I think that's going to be there to go add, but I don't know, man. It does worry. Do you think that they did enough in the offseason? I mean, yeah, it's great we have Bellinger back, but I mean, him and Imanaga is really about all that they added.
Yeah, but you got hopefully some talent that can come up, and they're going to need it if Steele's out. Like Ben Brown, see if he can get a chance in the majors before you really would have thought he would have. Maybe they were thinking, oh, maybe he's going to start in Iowa, but now with Justin Steele hurt, you never know. And
Caleb Killian being hurt as well, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the thing that makes
being hurt does not help either.
Yeah, that is true. The thing that makes me the most upset is when you look at the deal that the big three got, right? Chapman, Snell, and who's the other one I'm missing? Montgomery. Those are all very, very good team-friendly deals. And you can't tell me that the Cubs couldn't have been in on at least – now looking at it is easy because of the freak accident to Justin Steele. But you feel a lot more confident after that injury if you've got Montgomery going to be ready in 2-3 weeks, or if you have Blake Snell ready in 2-3 weeks, or especially I like Nick Madrigal. He should not be starting in Major League Baseball. Nick Madrigal is a fine defense. He can't hit. Okay, there's no reason that they shouldn't have been in on all of these three, especially with the deals they ended up getting.
Yeah, maybe they were. Maybe they just went somewhere else. I mean, you think
then spend the money. Like go out. Like I'm just tired of this organization saying that they're going to be in on all this stuff, and then they cheapen out. You're the freaking Cubs. You just got evaluated at $5 billion. Spend.
The guys also took a contract that they did not want.
Yeah, but I think that was going to be the case no matter where they went.
I know, but you know what I mean? They did not want – they wanted way more years.
Oh, yeah. I think there's something fishy going on with Scott Boras, which I'm perfectly okay with.
It's fine. I think that he thought he could control free agency, and he did not.
Yep, and they called his bluff. But I don't know. I'm not going to turn into a pessimistic Cubs fan on game one. But
you see a lot of people, experts picking the Cubs to win a division.
And that's the thing. It's a very winnable division.
Even though the Cardinals,
right? The Brewers got
at
worse.
This point, have the best odds.
The Cardinals do?
I'm pretty sure that the Cardinals
– a geriatric nursing home they call a baseball team?
Yeah, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But I think that they have a better odds. And
that's
just
crazy.
Right around the same as the Cubs. But, yeah, with the injury to Justin Steele sucks, but some guys are going to have to step up. And this offense is still – the offense and the defense.
Yeah.
You saw in the right after Justin Steele got hurt, Nico saved a play. You forget that you have a Gold Glove defense pretty much.
Yeah. I noticed it especially. I'm sure you did too. There was a runner on second, sharp hit ground ball behind the runner, and they threw him out at third. It's just like that. You forget sometimes how good that defense is, and saves you some runs here and there. But I think the offense will be fine. They just got to get things going. I mean, Hap still didn't get all the reps in spring training he normally would get.
Also, I said no bunting first game. That's unbelievable. They did that.
Bunting is for cowards anyway, but I don't know.
It did look so awkward when he did it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's just going to get up. And then I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, I thought he grabbed the knee, and I got
And that's the worst part about hamstring, too, is you're just sitting there like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I know what hurts.
Yeah, exactly. We've all felt that. So hopefully it's just a little cramp, maybe, a little pull. Nothing too bad. Hopefully see Steele back here in a couple days. Moving to the south side, I have one takeaway from opening day, and that the White Sox are going to go 0-162 and score 0 runs. They're off.
White Sox fans, What's your deal with Javi Baez? Why do they dislike him?
It's got to be from their head. I feel like there was an incident back when the Cubs played the White Sox.
The 4 times a year. It's not like they played him a lot. I don't understand this.
Yeah, I love when Javi Baez does well against the White Sox. It's one of those, like, deep down, I love it. Because I saw he had a nasty double after getting a little boo treatment. But here's the nice thing for the White Sox. Garrett Crochet looked phenomenal today. I was a big fan of what he did.
Strikeouts. That's what you want as the White Sox fans this year. You know you're not going to win a ton of games, but that's the kind of stuff you want to pay attention to for the future.
Exactly, and like celebrate those small victories, right? Celebrate, and I thought Kopech looked pretty good coming out of the bullpen. I know that's. I don't have great feelings about what's going to happen for Michael Kopech.
This shows you how this offense is going to be this year.
Yeah, they're going to rely on 2 guys to score all their runs. I mean, it's brutal.
Rivera's going to have like 300 RBIs.
Yeah, exactly. Over under on wins is 60.5.
I still take over on that. I just feel like they can't lose. I just don't think they can lose under 60 games.
No, you mean they would lose over.
Win, sorry. Dude.
I don't know.
That's so hard. To
lose 100 games.
To lose 100 games is tough.
They lost 100 games last year, and they're worse.
I guess. It's just, I don't know.
I like the.
I'm not going to bet it because they worry me, but
I was very optimistic.
Even if you're the worst team.
I felt optimistic before they got rid of Cease. Like, I almost bet, I think it was 62.5 before they
knew that he was at some point before the trade deadline going to be gone.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know, man. I feel like even the under is still enticing.
You still got to remember they play Detroit a lot and stuff like that.
Detroit's going to be solid this year, I think.
You think?
Just because they have so many, like, their rebuild started. I mean, rebuild like they ever had anything to build on, but like this new regime's rebuild, quote unquote, is like 5 years old. Some of those big name guys are,
and with Javi,
finally start.
Javi will always be there defensively. You say what you want about he's
going to swing at pitches in the other batter's box, but he is
offensively not very good. Defensively, he's always going to be solid.
Yeah, I think that there's some pieces there. I don't think that they are going to necessarily be good enough to take down the Twins,
but they're in a division that's could be up for grabs at the end of the year.
I agree. It'll be interesting. I like you said. I think the optimism there is something to be excited about. It like you said,
it's one of those things too. Like you got to have fun with today. He goes, Crochet, is that how you say it?
Yep, Crochet.
8 strikeouts opening day. I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, he was nasty in college at Tennessee, and I think he's just going to get better. I think there's something to build on there.
And with very expectations as White Sox fans, really, that's when you almost had the most fun.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said, celebrate the small victories, enjoy the stadium, enjoy the food, enjoy the tailgating. Enjoy the little things this year as the rebuild starts.
But also 1-0 loss at home opening day. That's brutal. Just tough.
That is brutal. Another brutal thing. We are just in a waiting period on the Bears. The draft is still like a month away. How do you feel right now? Going back to Ryan Poles was on Pat McAfee's show this week and kind of fired back at RG3's comments.
I feel good. I mean, I really trust him. And I think he's making good moves. And RG3, that was so stupid for him to say that. Because
shocker there, though.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just not going to happen. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
Even though I guess it could. But, I mean, where would he rather go? The Bears or the Washington Commanders? I think it's the Bears.
And also, one of the big reasons behind Eli doing that was because San Diego's not a major media market. He wanted to go to New York.
3 or 4 years ago, maybe he's right. Maybe he doesn't want to go there because the offense is so whatever and this and that. But we have a pretty good offense right now and wide receivers out there that made no sense.
Yeah, I'm not even a Bears fan, and even I thought that was. I'm like, you do understand it's the third largest city in the country, right? Like,
The
the Bears
endorsements
are
he's just
what
going
they
to
are, but,
have
like,
because he's a Chicago Bear.
yeah, RG3 just talking crazy.
Yeah, I think he wants everyone to play for the Commanders, just like he did.
Yeah, I don't wish that on anybody to have to play in that dump that is a stadium, but
No, his career was pretty much ended there.
oh yeah, exactly. I think I saw 8.5 wins for the Bears. How you feeling? I mean, obviously it's only March 28th, but can they get to 9?
Yeah, I hope 9. But it's so weird to even talk about the Bears at this point because we don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, you say Caleb Williams is, and I mean, he pretty much is, but you still got to wait. And now we're in the same process we've been in multiple times, but it's the best I've felt about it.
Well, and also, I mean, not even that, making the assumption that it is Caleb Williams, that's completely fair. But at the end of the day, he is still going to be a rookie quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. And as highly, prized as he is as the number 1 pick, he is still going to be a rookie in the NFL.
You've seen the best of quarterbacks not have the greatest rookie years, but he's also going to be just lucky to have what he has, though.
Yeah, I think there's going to be the
number 1
there
picks are going to go in to a team and have DJ Moore and Keenan Allen on their team.
Yeah,
usually
yeah, because Drake may go in 2 overall, ain't going into that.
Well, yeah, because technically the Panthers should be picking this number 1.
Yeah, not a 7-win Bears team.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's a rare situation that the Bears most likely will never be in again. There's no way that you're going to have.
Yeah, I don't know if I go.
No. What I mean is have the number 1 pick and not be the worst team.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying they're never going to have the number 1 pick again for being bad, but to fall into a situation where you had a good year and you've signed some players or traded for some players that have helped, and you get the number 1 pick in a draft where they say this guy, he could be one of the best. It's just you get lucky.
Absolutely. Moving into unlucky teams, Blackhawks 21-47-5, 47 points. And the reason I say unlucky is because they are now the 2nd worst team in the NHL. They are 7 points ahead of the Sharks, who are just unbelievably bad. They're going to have the 2nd best odds for Macklin Celebrini, but I don't think there's any way they're going to catch the Sharks. The Sharks are just insanely bad.
They're trying to be bad, and they've had a few wins here lately that haven't helped.
And like, you can't go to professional athletes and say, hey, try to lose. Like, that's just, those guys are not wired.
And really, truthfully, 1, 2, 3 worst. That's kind of where you want to be. So
yeah. Like, there's no professional, not even professional. It's really hard to go to any athlete at really any level and say, I want you to try and lose this game, because at the end of the day, you're a competitor. You're playing that sport for a reason. And yes, it might be best for the organization, but like, go tell a guy who's playing for on a contract year to lose games. Like, that's just not going to happen.
Just in general, going out there and just getting beat up and like, I'm not going to lose on purpose.
Yeah, they're also out there playing hockey, not golf, right? They're getting beat down. Yeah. Hey, try to lose while you get the crap kicked out of you. That's just not going to happen. But they get, what is that now, 47. They've only got like 10 games left, so at least it's close. The end is near. Also, speaking of the end is near, the Bulls 35-38, pretty comfortably, like we've been talking about for 3 months, pretty comfortably in that 9 seed. Probably not going up, probably not going down.
I think if they win, will be today, Friday, they will be 500.
I'm at 35-38.
Really? They're that far below?
Yeah, I'll double check, but
you might be right. I thought they were getting close.
I'll look. Let me double check. I thought that's because they had lost a couple there, couple in a row. Okay. Breaking news. Justin Steele diagnosed with left hamstring tightness.
Is that good?
That's probably better than. At least there's an update, because usually if there's not an update, that means that it's for something not good.
It just looked ugly. Nothing's worse than a hamstring because you just know right away.
Yeah, exactly. For some reason, my phone is being super slow, but
not a big deal. Either way, they're in 9th place and they'll be in the play-in. And like I said, Boomy loves watching them. I enjoy watching them too, but it's just you can see one night they play really well, and the next night it's just like a totally different team, and that team is just not going to win a series in the playoffs.
Well, the fact of the matter is, the beginning of this week, they lost to the Washington Wizards, who, for my money, are probably the worst team in basketball. And
then last night go out and beat the Pacers pretty easily.
Yeah. Billy Donovan had to empty the bench with like 3.5 minutes left. They're up 25 on the Pacers, who are a much better team than them.
It just doesn't make any sense the way that they play.
Yep, 35 and 38 on the Bulls right now, Zach. But it's just, it's the same conversation. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to get in that first game with the 10 seed. Then they're going to get the loser of the 7-8. And they're probably going to win that. Then they're going to face the number 1 seed. And it's just going to go exactly how we expect it. And the Celtics are going to blow their doors off.
And then the offseason's going to come around, and what are we going to do? We're stuck.
Typical Jerry Reinsdorf run organization, isn't it?
I mean, I think we still have DeRozan.
Yeah, DeRozan, Levine, and Vooch are under contract for next year.
What are we doing?
But Lonzo Ball might be back, so we got that.
There we go.
There we go.
3 years.
Other things that we've got going for us, Zach, is the delicious coffee we drink every morning from our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure you check out Connect Roasters Coffee. Home Run Club is back. Make sure you sign up. They make coffee for Dom Frederick. They make it for Ian Happ. You know those guys aren't drinking bad coffee, okay? You don't win gold gloves drinking Folgers every morning, okay? That's why Ian Happ wins gold gloves, is because he drinks Connect Roasters Coffee. So make sure you check out our friends over in Bourbonnais at their storefront or online at connectroasters.com. Make sure you find them on X at Connect Roasters. I promise, with all these baseball games going on, especially Cubs get to the West Coast, those late nights, you're going to need a little more caffeine in the morning. Stock up on some Connect Roasters coffee to get yourself through those days after a Cubs West Coast victory. So as always, a big shout out to our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. Zach, we spent all last weekend doing nothing but watching college basketball, and it continues this weekend with the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. We're recording this a little bit later on Thursday night, so 2 games have already gone final. Clemson with the upset over Arizona. I don't think a lot of people had that one coming. I had Clemson losing in the first round, so I know I didn't. And then also UConn dominates San Diego State. They 30-piece San Diego State, a team that they played in the national championship last year.
UConn is just on a roll.
Dude, 30 points. Good God.
And they've got a coach who will just run it up.
Yes. It's the NCAA tournament. Run it up, dude. This is college basketball. We ain't here to make friends. You're 30 points better than somebody.
He don't care
beat
about
them by a third. Alabama and North Carolina going at it right now. That's why Maddie is not on the show tonight. Maddie, diehard Tar Heels guy. So North Carolina, as we speak, North Carolina is up 4 early. And then Illinois kicks off here in about 15 minutes. Zach, I really do think Illinois can beat Iowa State, but then they're going to get trampled.
Two teams or fans are in Central Time. We got to be better than this.
Yeah, especially on opening day. I mean,
we got to figure this out.
Yep. Tomorrow we've got NC State and Marquette. I think I'm going to take Marquette to win, but I do think NC State's going to cover that 6. I think it's going to be a tight one.
I think Marquette is so good. I saw them play last year against the Ball, and their point guard is so good, and they're good.
Well, that's a bad sample size, though, seeing them against the Paul.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I remember the point guard. He was chirping at the fans, even just in the game against the Paul, and that's a guy who he don't care.
Yes. No, they're really good, but NC State just seems to be on this run, man. I mean, ever since the ACC tournament, I think they're going to keep it close.
Yeah, I think they will keep it close, but I just don't see Marquette losing.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see Arizona losing tonight, but we've also got Gonzaga and Purdue. Gonzaga, arguably one of the hottest teams, the way they knocked down Kansas
Imagine
last week.
Gonzaga winning it as like a 5 seed now.
Yeah, the most unassuming year out of them.
Yeah, they've been 1 seeds for how many years, and they win it as a 5 seed, right? They're 5.
Yeah, they're 5 this year.
But I don't know if they can stop Purdue.
Yeah, that's what I would. I mean, they do have a little bit of size, but not enough to stop Zach Edey. But as long as Purdue doesn't Purdue themselves, like I think they're going to win this game. But probably, I think I'm going to take Purdue and the points. Give me them 5.5.
I'm not a Purdue fan, but I just feel like people dislike Zach Edey just to dislike Zach Edey. Like they don't really even understand why they dislike him.
Well, it's the same reason that people hated Perry Ellis because it felt like they were in college forever, and
whatever.
Same reason people don't like Armando Bacot and stuff like that. So, I think for my money, the best game of the weekend may be the Duke-Houston game. Houston's looked very vulnerable. They obviously lose to Iowa State in the Big 12 championship. Didn't look great last weekend, and Duke's playing well, man. I think I'm going to take Duke money line as much as I hate to say it, but. I
would love for Houston to win.
I would too. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they just haven't, like, it's not like UConn, right? UConn has been blowing people out left and right, nice and easy, and Houston's just had to make things interesting. It feels like
if Duke wins, how does Coach K make it about himself?
Oh, he'll be at the Elite Eight. I'd be willing to bet.
Oh yeah.
One of the closest spreads that we have all weekend is Friday night, Creighton and Tennessee, 2.5 points. I like Tennessee in this game. I like Creighton, don't get me wrong, but I just feel 143.5.
Giving me a lot of points.
I think so too. I just think I hate betting on Rick Barnes because he always finds a way to screw things up, but I don't know. I like Tennessee here.
I don't know. Creighton is just... It's gotten its way through games where you didn't think they had a chance.
Yeah, they just don't seem to give in an inch, and
they always have experience. They always have experience.
All right, so we're sitting here right now, Zach. We're a quarter of the way through the Sweet 16. Who's your national championships? Is it still the same one you had?
Yeah, is it UConn? Who else did I have?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. I think I had Purdue and...
It's just hard to remember who's on which side. I know I had UConn, and I had UConn winning it all.
I think, I can't remember exactly who I had. I think it's going to be... Give me UConn Purdue. I want to see that game.
That'd be a good
I don't
one.
think they meet until the final, so... But I also have this very bad worry that it's going to be like Duke and Iowa State, and I just have to fake that I care about it.
I think that wouldn't be able to happen.
I mean, I know I'd have to find an Iowa State shirt pretty quick.
No, I mean, I think that Duke and Iowa State are on the same sides.
Oh, okay. They would meet in the Final Four.
Yeah.
That would make sense. See, I didn't do a paper bracket this year, and that's how I always get down who's on what side. But I didn't do one. It's all on the app, so it just scrolls it down,
Yeah,
it's got me all screwed up.
You always be like, I got to fill out 3 different written brackets so I can hand them out to people, and now it's just right on the app.
Yeah, I miss doing one hard paper bracket, but that's just me.
You still could.
That is true. I will be doing that next year. That is true. Let's go ahead and move on, buddy. We got our small business shout out. So do you got anybody in mind, business, restaurant, whatever you got, any local businesses to shout out this week?
Yeah, well, it's we're going to tomorrow night, or tonight, Skoogs.
Yeah.
That is in, where is that in?
Utica.
Okay. I always forget where it's at. But best wings I've had.
Yep. I just have this hankering for chicken wings for some reason, and the first place that came to mind.
Want to go to Skoogs? I'm like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I kind of like the wacky flavored stuff. They've got some of the like a raspberry chipotle and a mango habanero and a really good lemon sauce. Really good stuff. They're my favorite wings. They're huge. Just an awesome place in downtown Utica. I'm actually going to go with a business that is a little near and dear to our family, and that is the Shed in Walnut, Illinois. It just opened probably like 2 months ago now. Me and Zach went over there for dinner a couple weeks ago. My stepmother-in-law runs the place, a little more upscale dining. We went there for taco night. Incredible tacos. Not a bad thing on the menu, man. So if you're over in Bureau County, make sure you get over to Walnut. Some incredible cocktails. They have a specialty cocktail menu, draft beers, plenty of seating, plenty of space, a back room, 3 good TVs. And Zach, today, actually, we were talking about this at dinner the other night. They have started the groundbreaking on the patio. So the patio hopefully open by summer so you can enjoy the weather outside and watch some games, eat some delicious food. So make sure you check out the Shed in Walnut.
You'll see it as you are driving through Walnut.
Yes, head down Main Street. You can't miss it. It's not much. You'd be hard pressed to miss anything in Walnut, but the Shed is definitely worth heading over to the middle of Bureau County. Let's wrap things up, Zach. As always, we got the TCF top 3, and in honor of opening day, we're going to do the best ballpark snacks. And I don't mean to make it just, snacks. It's basically anything we can get at a concession stand. So do you want to go first?
There's some wild things that they put on the menu at certain ballparks, but we're just going to go basic.
If you got anything super extravagant that like that like at this okay, so I know in Seattle I'm not going to take this, but they have like fried crickets. So maybe you're super into fried crickets. You can take that if you want. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I'll go first, and it's easy. It's a hot dog.
See, I'm only getting a hot dog if it's at Wrigley or in.
If I'm in a ballpark, I'm getting a hot dog
because it's got to be a Chicago style. I'm not just getting a plain hot dog.
Oh no, I don't. I like any sort of hot dog.
You gotta dress them up a little bit, drag it through the garden. That's a pretty standard pick. I will go ice cream in a helmet.
That is good, but always messy. Always so messy.
Doesn't matter. It tastes so much better in a helmet, and you get to keep the souvenir.
There you go.
I
do like that.
You can't see it. It's not on camera. Maybe you can. Right by my finger over here. I believe that is an ice cream helmet.
That'd be a big ice cream.
No, never mind. That's a batting helmet from the.
That was huge.
On top of that, you can't really see it, but as you see, right on top is one from the Peoria Chiefs right there. It sits on top of the light blue one. There's a dark blue one right where my finger's pointing. But the ice cream in a helmet is the way to go. My second round pick, pretzel with cheese. Again, a little messy. Sometimes you got to have 2 hands. I'm a pretzel guy. Me and my wife get pretzels at every restaurant we go to. Pretzel and cheese. You got to have the cheese or else it's too dry.
That's a good one. With my second pick, I'm going to go with shelled peanuts. You just throw them on the ground. I love that. That's my favorite.
Here's the thing, Zach. I wanted to crap on that pick because in my normal sense of self, like sitting here right now, I would not like peanuts.
Yeah, you're not going to sit at home and like usually just sit there or whatever. But you're at the ballpark, you just throw them on the floor.
It's so much better. And especially, I know you're 6 months sober now. Again, congratulations. I forgot to bring that up earlier in the podcast, but you get a couple pops in you. There's nothing better than having those salted peanuts to just
nice and salty.
On the ground.
Yeah, it's not like you're at home and you got to worry about it.
Exactly. I don't hate that pick. I wanted to hate on it, but I can't.
Thank you.
Third round pick.
I can't really take it's just so hit and miss with good ones.
Yeah.
I'll go with the basic chicken tenders. Chicken tenders with fries.
Those are hard to screw up.
No. And for
Those
some
are
reason, it
really
always
hard.
seems like they're really good at baseball games.
Here's one that, again, normally I don't like, especially like going out to dinner, getting this as an appetizer, but nachos.
Ooh. Yeah, but
Nachos.
that's one I was gonna pick, but sometimes they're just so inconsistent.
Here's my thing, Zach. It has to, for me, and I don't want you to go crazy, because I've many times showed my disdain for nachos, and that is because I do not like when they put the sauce on top of the nachos. It's got to be the container that's got the chips, and then in each opposite kitty corner, there's a little salsa.
Oh,
a
yeah, and it
cheese.
can't be like some like cheese I just open up and it's like some random cheese. It's got to be out of the cheese machine.
Squirt. Yep, I'm with you. And don't get me I do like the loaded nachos that they do in the helmet sometimes that are getting more and more popular. But like, same thing with like loaded fries or loaded nachos. They get too soggy too fast. I've got to have the stuff on the side. So that's why I'll take it in the third round. Did you have any honorable mentions? Here's a big one we missed, Zach. Dippin' Dots.
Oh man, yeah, dang it, that's a good one.
If I wasn't gonna go ice cream in a helmet, it's Dippin' Dots. I love Dippin' Dots. Like, obviously we're Cubs fans, so like getting beef at Wrigley or an Italian sausage or a brat,
or
all
pizza,
of those.
They have like DiGiorno there.
Yep. Did they have Home Run Inn?
Oh, they might have Home Run Inn.
Yeah, that's good pizza too. How you feel about cotton candy?
No, not a fan.
Another one I really liked going to Cubs games as a kid was the lemon icy.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean? That anymore.
I think I'd be willing to bet they do. It's almost like it's almost like sherbet consistency.
You ever
pure lemon and sugar.
Back in the day, they had the early bird special. So if you got there like 2 hours before the game started, it was cheaper food.
Oh, that's the way to do it. And
we've
talked about it a couple times. Murphy's, I mean, go get you I love the grilled chicken sandwich at Murphy's. Can't go wrong with a burger there. And I still feel like, of all the places, complain about pricing in the world, I feel like Murphy's is still very, very reasonable for their
obvious shirts and get a T-shirt too.
That is true.
Monday,
I don't know if
opening day.
If you saw this or not, are they actually making the retired number confetti shirts?
I don't know.
I hope they do, because I want one. I went to buy one today, and I didn't.
Usually if they post a picture of it, they usually make it.
If they do, I love that shirt. So I really hope they're making that one. But that's all we got for episode 223. We'll be back next week to preview the Final Four, the NCAA Championship, and, of course, check in on the Cubs, the Sox, if any Bears news breaks, Bulls, Blackhawks, not a whole lot to say there. But we'll be back next week.
Bears news is the draft is like April, sometime late April. Yeah. Then we start talking about the Bears, because nothing's going to change until then.
Exactly. We thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you visit our friends over at Connect Roasters, online at connectroasters.com, on X at Connect Roasters. You can find us on X at typical_Chicago, Facebook and Instagram as well. All of our content in video form on YouTube at typical_Chicago. Just type it in the search bar and subscribe there. You can find us on wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker. Subscribe, rate, and review 5 stars wherever you can. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF, and of course Zach at ZLilia. Maddie is not here tonight cheering on his Tar Heels. Give him a follow at schools_01. Go tweet him. Wish the Tar Heels good luck, because no one wants Alabama to win anything. So thank you guys for joining us. That was episode 223 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.